What's up, everybody? I hope everybody can hear me okay tonight. We give it a few minutes for everybody to kind of log in. Hey, Miss Sandra. But we're going to do a dual interview with me and Chris from American Phantom Hunters tonight. So we're just going to come up here and have fun, kind of talk about the paranormal, kind of our experiences and his experiences and vice versa. So hopefully it's going to be kind of neat. So I have no idea how many people are watching. It don't show me anything up here. Well, no, 3. I see it. So if you haven't already liked, please give us a like. I'm guessing Chris is going to be popping in soon. I haven't seen him show up or anything. Let me check the text. I think I am there, not sure. Let's see. I don't know why he's not coming in. Hey, Mark, Sandra, Crow, Judas. We're going to do a... Oh, hold on. I think I got him now. Okay. We're going to do a dual interview. What's up, Chris? Can you hear me all right?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, buddy. So how's everything going tonight? Pretty good?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I got you now.
All right, good deal. So everything's going good today for you, right?
Oh yeah. How about yourself?
Yeah, we're hanging in there so far. But I guess we're just going to come up here and talk a little bit and do this dueling interview and just have fun in the process. I'm gonna try to pay attention to the comments the best I can, which I got Carrie moderating for me. So if anybody has any questions, try to put your questions in. I'll try to get to them the best that I can. So do you want to tell everybody a little bit about you, or
Well, my name's Chris Stevens. I am the creator and head of American Phantom Hunters. I've been interested in the paranormal probably for all my life, and I'm 48 now, so pretty much since I was able to understand things that were unknown, that really interested me.
yeah?
But that's what started my journey on the path of making videos and documenting the paranormal. Was growing up watching what was the name of that show? In Search Of. Do you remember that show?
Oh yeah.
With Leonard Nimoy.
Mm-hmm.
All them shows just interested me. It was like you couldn't find enough information back in the day on stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember those days. Yeah.
Back when we didn't have no a phone.
Yeah. The only information you could find was going to the library.
I hear that.
Yeah.
Well, let me see here. I'm trying to find where are the comments at, Joe?
I got them here. I don't know how I can share them though.
Maybe I got to go to your channel. Hold on, let me switch over here.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
There we go.
Cool deal. Cool deal. I don't see anybody really asking anything. If anybody has anything they want to ask, and we'll most definitely try to get to your question the best that we can. But anyway, nobody don't know me. I'm Joe from the paranormal side. Pretty much, we kind of got started the same way, which I've always been interested in the paranormal. And as a young kid, I used to like ghost stories and uh, just watching ghost shows and pretty much the same thing. So just wanted to start out trying to find the proof that the things are real and trying to document our journey along the way. So I'm not echoing or anything, am I?
No, you're coming in good and clear.
All right, good. So that's about how we got started, and we just decided to document everything. So that's what we wanted to do. Well, there was a long time where we didn't even share our videos because we were kind of scared to, which we really didn't have nothing anyway. So, but that's kind of how it really got going, just throwing them up there on YouTube.
Yeah, I hear you. Have you ever heard of a Coast to Coast? You ever listen to that?
Yep, sure enough.
Man, I used to listen to that back when Art Bell was still
Oh,
alive.
yeah. Yep.
And man, they had some of the best, I don't know, stories, and it ain't like it is nowadays. It's a lot more commercialized on there, but
Yeah.
it was like having that In Search Of at night, to where you
Oh,
could,
yeah.
get those ghost stories and all that good, just, I don't know, stuff they don't have. Stuff we got on the internet now, but nothing that you had back then. But when you started, what made you want to start making videos, Joe?
Well, I mean, if I was going to go out and try to find it, I wanted to try to document it also because when I was younger, I've seen something that it just was unexplainable, and nobody believed me. And back then, we only had the VHF or whatever they were called, the big camcorders, and never get it to show up because it was at night. So I figured if I just started, I wanted to record it the best way I could. But what state are you guys from? We're both from North Carolina.
Yes, I'm in the mountains and he's down at the coast.
Yep, sure enough. Let's see. What do you both utilize video? Any still photography? Do you both utilize video? Any still photography? Do you use any photos at all?
Very little. I mean, we do, but we take them.
Mm-hmm.
But the time sometimes to integrate them into a video and what you see, and a lot of it's just in the eye of the beholder. Like
Yeah.
I sent you some today that was the best examples of what we ever caught, and we
Yeah.
took lots. But those all happen to be from down in Cataloochee, where we love to go.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty nice place that y'all showed us that time. Um, so how'd y'all end up finding these places around? You just grew up around this area, around that
Yeah, I
area?
mean, it's 20 minutes from here. We're actually going tonight because
Oh,
the gate's open. We went last night just to do a trial run. The gate was open. I
good
said, well,
deal.
then we're going tonight after we do this live stream. I'm
Oh yeah.
I plan on going up to the Caldwell house, which just now has been open to road access.
Yeah.
That was closed when we all were there.
Yeah. If anybody doesn't know that me and Chris collaborated, what was it, last November, and
Yes.
it was pretty interesting. At least one of the videos that I picked up something pretty cool, and you got it also, except you didn't get the actual video of it. You just got the audio of it, but still turned out pretty good though. But man, yeah, let's see if we got any more questions. Lots of snow. Yeah. So I know Sandra says she's from Canada. Is there any snow up there right now? Where you're at, Chris?
Nah,
Not
not
yet.
really.
Yeah.
You might find it way high up on the mountains, but nothing down low.
Oh yeah. Well, I got a question for you.
What you got?
Uh, how is it that you and Wendy pretty much met and started investigating together?
Well, we dated in high school, and we had a daughter together during that period, which was 30 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
But we broke up for a while, but got back together. And but I've always had that. We go to haunted places, even when we were young. Go
Mm-hmm.
partying. We go party at a haunted place like Helen's Bridge. We're
Mm-hmm.
going to Helen's Bridge tonight because that was the cool thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Go see if we get scared. And it always was like, well, nothing ever happened. And I was always to me that well, there's got to be something. They wouldn't make these stories up for no reason. You know, I wanted to get down a little bit more into the meat of it.
Mm-hmm.
And we got back together, and I started, we started doing more, going more, and doing a little bit more in-depth things to, see if there was any spirits or anything actually at these places that they said were haunted. And I was like, well, why don't we just make videos too, so we can document this
Hmm.
and show everybody else if we ever find anything. We'll have that proof.
Yeah. Wow, that's pretty neat. Yeah, I'd been wondering about that for a while. Let's see what else. But yeah, well, me and Carrie met. We've been married around about 10 years or so. And like I said before, I've always been interested in the paranormal, whether I believed or not. I was still interested, and I think the same was with her also. Um, so I went into a location one time when we were actually on a historic tour of the place, and I thought that I had seen something out of the corner of my eye, but I kind of played it off, and then something a few seconds later grabbed my shirt and pulled it, and there was no one standing beside me, so it really got the weighing on me. I'm like, maybe there's something else, you know, to this world that we just can't see, which I knew there already kind of was because of some of the things I experienced when I was younger, but you still always have that disbelief in the back of your head. But so we just kind of started about the same process. Also, we kind of just going to haunted locations and trying to document the best that we could or what we could, and kind of telling the story about the location. Also, I think that's pretty important, telling the story and whatever history that you can. But so that's how we kind of got going. But we love to do it. I mean, it's one of our biggest hobbies that we have and that we get to do together. So we really enjoy it. But
Yeah, well, now, I agree with you on that. You want to explore the history of get to the root of things.
yeah,
It's not just like you go into a place and then say, oh, well, this place is haunted, but why?
yeah,
I like the why. I like
hmm
to understand a little bit of the storyline, get to know the people who were involved,
yeah.
and get a better understanding of it, other than just trying to make a scary story out of it.
Yeah. Well, do you tend to believe that spirits are like passed away people, or just like maybe like demonic, or some of the both, some both?
You, I believe it's a little of, it's all, I believe,
Yeah.
it's like I have a theory on the spirits at night and day, and then the spirits of that are all the time. I believe the spirits that are all the time would be your ghost, the human spirits, or residual haunting from a human, some kind of human attachment. Whereas the daytime would be more like a light spirit, a good spirit, I guess, in a sense. And then the dark side of things would be more like the evil, where it would be more tense to be like the witching hour.
Mm-hmm.
It's 3 o'clock at night, so they tend it to darkness, to evil or demonic.
Mm-hmm.
Or it doesn't have to be demonic. It could just be non-human, non-demonic, some kind of entity.
Yeah.
But I believe all that is possible. Yes.
Yeah, I tend to believe about the same way too. I mean, during the daytime, definitely, and nighttime, I believe human spirits can reside or be left over after they pass. But I've read several books, especially from like Ed and Lorraine Warren, and that the evil spirits, the demonic ones, really do not like like the light or the daylight. They like to reside in the dark. And I guess that's maybe from where they get like the witching hour, 3 o'clock or whatever. But which I have noticed that spirit activity does seem to ramp up around that time. Right. So that's the way I pretty much believe. I mean, it's hard to believe that somebody could hang around here after that they pass away, but maybe there's something here that just keeps them here. Could be anything. It could be something they need to tell somebody, or they just don't want to leave, period. But it's a hard question to answer, and it's just something that we're trying to answer just like everybody else is. But everybody has their beliefs. But that's the way I kind of believe too, man.
Yeah. Well, I got a question for you, and this is based on the 3 a.m. is the witching hour.
Right.
Okay, so when we set our clocks back and go to daylight savings time, is now 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock?
I don't know. I mean, in my opinion, it doesn't really actually happen, right at 3 o'clock, but it's kind of like a build up, in my opinion. It's kind of, yeah, I think you asked me that before when we seen each other. Yeah, it's like, yeah, does the devil set his clock back also, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, but here on the same token, it's
Right.
3 o'clock somewhere all the time.
Right, exactly right. So yeah, it's odd. It's definitely odd. I don't know how to explain that one. That one's really odd. How do you feel about it?
Well, I believe it's probably it. If we could figure out the real time, I don't believe the devil's going to set his clock back. But then again, it could be how we respond to things as humans. It might be, hey, now this 3 o'clock is 3 o'clock in our brains. So that time is when the spirits affect us, or when the veil's thin to us. Because if we're not there, it's like, what they say, if a tree falls in the woods, it doesn't make a sound if nobody hears it. If there's no human here to be here to see a ghost, what's the point of a ghost?
Right. Did anyone ever catch something on video and thought no one would believe you about it, like a ghost or something? Yeah. Has anybody ever caught something on camera and thought that no one would believe you about it, like a ghost or something? I know that I have, and I've had a few videos that I was just really reluctant to show because they just seemed, it was so real, it seemed fake. So that was my deal with that. Have you, Chris?
Oh yeah. You when you maybe not so much when you're doing it, except, well, in my case, this one was the little Catalucci church. It happened. I was there. I heard it. It wasn't something I was editing and go, wow, check this out. No, I was hearing it at that point. So yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
But then again, I thought, nobody's going to believe this. They're going to think this is just a load of malarkey.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
yeah, it's hard to it's hard to put it out there when when you got something real good, you're gonna think you're gonna get judged for it. People's gonna go, oh yeah, that's not real.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna just be honest, it is absolutely 100% real.
Yep.
Because that's why 90% of the videos on our channel are just they'll put you to sleep.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's one of the reasons why we don't end up getting views like some of the fakers get. But I mean, at least we have our pride.
Hey, I can sleep. I can sleep good at night.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean it really bothers me that these folks that do fake are getting so much, and then the people who are really doing the real stuff are barely even making it, if at all. But
Right.
that's the beast of YouTube, I guess, man. I mean, we got to really figure it out, but and stay real at the same time. So
Right. That's why when we did that, when I talked to you about making price
right,
and making a seal, some way to say, hey,
yeah,
I'm a member of this, and this means that my content is real.
oh yeah,
And this is something that these big YouTubers can't never, they'll never be able to have that. Now, they may not care, but maybe somebody who's really into the paranormal might.
mm-hmm. Yeah, um, that's the thing, man. I mean, it's like I think it was Sandra just made a comment a while ago that said just let the viewer be the judge, or let them be the judge of the truth, or let them judge you know the truth. Yeah, I mean, well, we know the truth, and we let the viewer, be the judge of what they see. But I mean, a lot of times we do catch a lot of slack for stuff that we do put up, even if
All
we
the time.
know that we are true, or we're doing what we're supposed to do. But I mean, it don't matter what you get. Somebody's always going to not believe it, and that's fine. It's just like believing in God, or the devil. I mean, no matter how much proof that that you believe, that you've seen in your life that something exists, somebody always is never going to always or not believe. So it's something that somebody has to really find out for themselves. But tonight though, we need to get into a few things about paralysis also. But have you ever seen a ghost personally?
Well, not directly. I've heard many things, and seen unexplained things, but not. I guess I've never seen an apparition with my own eyes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we
Which it still tends me to be 50% skeptical, but 50% not, because I've had a lot of things that I can't explain
right,
that I didn't see, but
right.
it doesn't mean that I don't have to see an apparition to say, well, I know there's some ghosts here because there's some knocking and somebody talking on the other side of the wall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm a skeptic believer, which I believe, but I also, if somebody shows me a picture, I'm still gonna have in the back of my mind, was that really what that was, or was it just like pareidolia, like kind of like orbs? I'll put up a video a lot of times, and I know such and such orbs could be a fly, and I'll try to make a comment or tell somebody, hey, there was a lot of flies, in this room or in this house. But a lot of times I'll get comments back, you had so many orbs. Well, I mean, that's one of them things, that you just don't know whether or not it was or it wasn't a fly, but I can't call it out.
Right.
But personally, um, hey, Three Souls Paranormal. Personally, I mean, me and Carrie seen something one night in Williamsburg, Virginia, and we were kind of just out walking around town, and we were looking at the old palace right downtown of Williamsburg, and we kind of walked around the street just a couple feet from the palace or so, and we were a place called the Peyton Randolph House. We were getting close to it, and we looked over there where they used to hang the people at. I guess I don't know, the Pirates or whatever, the stockyard or whatever it was called. And we were probably, I don't know, 50 yards from it, and I seen from like the waist down, and she said she seen from the waist up, and it looked like one of them walked into the building, and the other one looked like he kind of walked down into like the cellar of the building. I'm like, you know what? I think they always lock them things. So we run over there, and nobody's there. The cellar is locked up. Got a pad. I'm not a padlock, but an old style like lock, like the 1800 style lock that is on it. So I don't. I ran around the building. I didn't see nobody else. I can't say 100% that it was paranormal or a ghost, but it was just odd. It was really weird, and it was one of the things I wish that I would have got on camera. But we weren't really thinking about that at that moment. And so.
Oh yeah, I mean it's always hindsight. That's the way it
Right.
is with us. I mean, we saw something or something out of the corner of our eye, but we didn't have the camera on. I didn't have that on film.
Yep. Yeah. That's
But
why.
at least you got to see it with your own eyes. I mean that's cool.
Yeah.
That's something I've not got to do yet.
I swear it seemed like that one guy walked like kind of through the wall. I thought maybe he went in the door, and the other guy went down to like the cellar. And when I ran over there, and I'm like, they couldn't have went anywhere. So then I run all the way around the building to make sure there weren't somebody else around. There was nobody. I mean, I want to think that it was a ghost, but I mean, I can't say for sure. But that's just a little personal experience. Just like that time when somebody pulled my shirt. I mean, it's like a personal experience. I mean, you never know for a 100% fact, but things happen. And that's why when we try to set up, we try to cover almost as much ground as we can with cameras, because if we're not in a particular room, maybe the camera will pick it up. So we try to do the best we can. So
That's right. That's right. That's all you can do.
right, right, yep, yeah. We went as far as gotten a whole DVR system, so that way we can set up,
Oh yeah.
a lot.
You got a nerve center.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That kind of changed a lot for us. I mean, things that happen up in rooms that you hear, at least you can look at the screen and be like, well, there's nobody in there. Um, what is your view on like paranormal apps?
Well, no, that's a slippery slope sometimes. Like the necrophonic app, but it's another in the eye beholder. It's more. I think you have to try it to really before you criticize it, because I know a lot of people criticize it really hard and say that it's bunk. But
Mm-hmm.
that goes with a Ouija board or anything, automatic writing, anything that's can be manipulated. I mean, they're going to question it. But I do it as field experience that I've got results from certain apps, and the necrophonic seems to be the one that really gives me the most creeps. I mean, it to me works for the most part. Now I've got other apps that I don't use,
Mm-hmm.
or at least I don't put them on video, because I don't feel the results are either I don't get any results or I get too many results. So as far as apps, I just take them with a grain of salt. Now I don't know if it's a good practice to put them in videos all the time, but it's entertaining,
Yeah.
and it does yield good results. That you got to ask yourself, this thing's not supposed to. I mean, you can check on the necrophonic app, and it has no microphone permission, so it's not supposed to be able to hear what you're saying.
Right.
And but yet it will respond if you ask it numbers. You can, you know, do math. I've had it answer math. It's wrong a lot of the times, but you know, maybe they didn't do too good back in school back in the day.
Yeah.
But anyway, but you know, you got to take apps with a grain of salt. I think they're a great addition to paranormal field, but there again, they also have to be tried and trusted by the user.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't really, because anything can be manipulated or made to, you know, sound like it's saying something. It's just like when somebody looks at a cloud and says, "Hey, man, that cloud looks like a clown," but the other guy says, "No, man, it looks like a dog to me." It's just the same. It's just whatever somebody wants to make out of these things.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah. I mean, Carrie used to use a lot of the apps, like the ghost detector and stuff like that. I just never really believed in them at all. And I went and got a SB11 spirit box, and I really didn't believe so much in that neither, because I'm like, at first I was like, how is a spirit going to manipulate, this radio frequency, through the white noise? But anyway, later on we found out that I really believe that spirits can manipulate it somehow now, because we had a really, really good Estes method that we done one time in Gettysburg, and it blew me away. I mean,
Is this the one that said your name?
right. It said my
Yeah,
name,
yeah, 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 yeah.
and it said Carrie's name, but that was with the spirit box. But after that, we started using the Necrophonics app in with the spirit box also. So we kind of, include both. But I haven't really had that aha moment with the Necrophonics app yet. But I still try it, because you never know. Anything could
Right,
work.
right.
But I mean, it's just another tool that we have that we can pull out and try. But still
Well, you
working.
know, it's just like you said, it's another tool.
Right.
That's not something to rely on because it's just mixed results with that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
like you said, that SB11, you're not going to. There's no way that can be manipulated. When you get something off of that, that's straight up.
Yeah.
However that works, I don't know how that works, but
Yeah. Yes. It's wild, man. I mean, when we had that Estes, I mean, people can go back and check it out. It's when we were at the Tilly Pierce house in Gettysburg. I mean, that was the best spirit box, that Estes method, that we had ever had. And that really kind of made me a believer that they do work, at least for the spirit box. But man, it just blew me away. Let's see if we got any questions. If anybody is here that is new, please, if you don't mind, subscribe to the Paranormal Side, and also check out American Phantom Hunters. Also, their link is in the description, or it should be. And give us a big old like, also, if you can.
it was that thumbs up.
Yes, yep. Chris should be showing this on his channel also once he
Well,
gets
well, yeah. When you get it,
right.
I'll link it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right now, everybody's coming to here. I've directed them all here. If anybody's watching, they're coming from the
yeah.
little short video I left. Hey, I've got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
I believe it was the Octagon Mansion.
Mm-hmm.
It was the room with all that Confederate memorabilia
Mm-hmm. Yep.
that was sitting around, I believe, a table,
Right.
kind of like a grand table that had place settings and stuff around it.
Yep.
Was all that authentic
The
Confederate memorabilia?
Yeah, it was supposed. Yep. Yep. Because it's also a museum.
Right.
Uh, yeah.
So,
Go ahead.
well, I was going to say, so what was it like in that? What was the energy like in that room with all that?
Man, it was kind of, I don't know how to describe it. I mean, there was some energy in there. You, it was like almost, I don't know how to describe it, man. It was just, you knew that something was there that definitely connected you to the past. Which all those flags that were in there, oh well, I don't know if all of them were from from history or not, or if they were fairly new, but I do know the one Confederate flag in there was a real battle flag that they used in the battle, in a battle. I'm not sure which one exactly. But yeah, that whole place is a museum, man, and it is awesome. And I think we're supposed to go back this year in August, or around August, and I would love to go back. And but we're planning on it, but you never know. But and yeah, I think I've asked y'all to come if y'all wanted to. But
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, absolutely. Well,
yeah,
I've always, the one places in that I've been historically that's really, I don't know, give me that feeling, I guess, is always the Civil War battlefield or
yeah,
something along that line. It's just so, I don't know, tragic, I guess.
yeah,
And I just feel like you definitely have got a lot of energy in anything connected to that time or a battle or any of that. And that's why I ask about that room, because I just through the video was kind of, it took me back a little bit looking at all that.
yeah, yeah. There's so many places I want to go, especially in North Carolina. Um, like Bentonville Battlefield. You've heard of that?
I believe I've heard of Bentonville.
I want to say it's close to Raleigh from my way. Um, Also Wilmington, North Carolina. We've been to the battleship, but there's also some Civil War fort down there. Also, I can't think of the name of it right now off the top of my head, but they say it's pretty nice to visit. And I think there's been a couple people down there trying to investigate. Um, yeah, battlefields are pretty cool. I really like them because they're easy most of the time to get into during, at least during the daytime. So yeah, a lot of energy there too, especially if you go to one like in up towards Gettysburg way, And but is there any questions?
I can't. I don't have my glasses. I can't. I'll try to read it a minute ago, and I can't even see it.
Yeah. Was there any places up
I put
around
these on.
you? Is there any places up around you, up in the mountains of North Carolina, that you would like to visit that you haven't been to yet?
Oh yeah. Well, there's a couple places I've been, but I like the Grove Park Inn. I've never been there.
Oh
I've
yeah,
always wanted to stay in the Pink Lady room.
oh yeah.
You mentioned the Balsam Inn one day when we was talking. I've always wanted to go in there. I've been to it, just on the outside of it. But
Mhm.
like, there's places I would go back to and make a video. The Road to Nowhere is like up there. I mean, I got to get there.
Yeah. So you've never been there?
No, I've been there, but I just never
Oh,
made a video. I tried to make a video. This is before I even had my channel going, and it was weird. The footage was gone. It didn't even record.
ooh, wow.
I got like crazy staticky stuff on the EV on the sound recorder,
Right, right.
and it was just like I don't know. I thought if this is how making paranormal videos is, I can't do it because everything went wrong that day. But I got my stuff together and finally made one right. But we were a little different in the beginning. I had a different view of, I don't know. I was trying to I had an idea that, spirits want to laugh too. Man,
Oh yeah.
everybody's got a sense of humor. So my idea was I was going to take some presidential masks out ghost hunting and wear presidential masks.
Hmm.
And this is why you see Abe Lincoln on my header. And he's kind of my mascot. Oh, Abe is.
Oh, is that what it? Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I got you now.
And the idea was is we were going to wear these masks while we ghost hunt.
Uh huh.
So I had this big idea, and I bought, you name it. I had President uh, Nixon, I had President Lincoln, I had President Washington, I had President Trump, I had President.
Oh.
I think I had President. What's it? Oh shoot! You'll hit me here in a minute. Thomas Jefferson. I mean, I bought every president head I could find.
Wow.
And I was like, all right. And I even bought some like bird heads and just crazy masks, just to wear masks out there, just something different because I said nobody's doing this. I'm going to do this. So I thought, let me get everybody together. I had divvied out the mask. I was going to wear Abe Lincoln. So we get out to the Hannah Hoagland Cemetery. Now this is the Dennis. It's our very first video. So if anybody wants to see it, don't watch it. Just don't. I was going to say. So I get out there and I say, all right, put your mask on. And I'm going around talking to everybody. And I say, all right, it's time to go. Well, here we go. And we get about 50 feet maybe. And I realize this is not going to work. One, I can't see anything out of this mask. And two, I couldn't breathe in it. And I thought, well, all right, we'll put the mask up till we get up at the cemetery and we'll try it again up there. So we get up there, tell everybody put your mask on again, same thing, but it's a lot worse out there because there's absolutely no light and now you're just blind with the mask on. And I'm like, nah, this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work at all. So I just kind of kept him as just my prop and got rid of the rest of them. I still have them somewhere, but I ditched all that and decided just to stick with the standard paranormal research. It was a little easier that way and less dangerous.
Wow. I didn't know that one. That's pretty cool. I never thought about that neither. Yeah, I always wondered where you got that guy from in your intro videos, and I never thought about being Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's me. That's me. That's me in there.
Wow, dude, that's cool. Oh, so that's you?
Yeah, that's me. I got the Abraham Lincoln mask on, and
Okay.
I used to have all kinds of videos. I was going to do a thing at one time, and I was going to recreate old rock and roll albums with him instead of the rock and roll people.
Wow.
Yeah. Crazy stuff you think sometimes.
Yep. That's neat. So how did you come up with your name for American Phantom Hunter?
Well, I got to thinking, what do I want to do? I want to find I want to find ghosts.
Right.
But I really want to do is help people. I want to show them history at the same time. So I thought, well, maybe that's a good idea. That I incorporate a little bit of history into the paranormal side of things, and so I made it American Phantom Hunters. We look for American phantoms of any kind. So it could be Bigfoot. I consider him as a phantom. UFOs, but any unknowns, I consider those phantoms, and they're all in America, so they're American phantoms. And I thought, well, that's nobody's got that name, and it was catchy enough to. I figured it. I could set myself apart a little bit because I was going to wear masks too on top of this.
Well, we got our name. Man, I thought about it for a long time, and we'd come up with Bath Paranormal Investigations because we, at the time, were living in Bath, North Carolina, and we started, leaving Bath and doing other places other than Bath, which Bath is supposed to be the oldest town in North Carolina, and nobody says that there's spirits there, except that it had a 100-year curse. But we went around to a few places and we got a little bit of responses with like the spirit box and stuff like that. But we started going to Virginia and South Carolina or whatever. So I'm like, just don't make no sense anymore. Let's try to come up with something else, something that's a little bit more like brandable. And at the time, which I've always liked, paranormal adventures with Zach and all that stuff. Yes, yeah. But anyway, I also watched the Paranormal Files. Have you ever heard of them?
I believe so. Let me think. Is that with Colin and?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of like that name. I was like, that's a neat name. I'm like, how in the world did he come up with that? So I'm like, there's got to be something I can come up with. And I looked, and eventually I was like, what about the paranormal side? And I'm like, I'm still intending to do other videos also, other than just investigating, like doing more like investigating slash history and other things, in the same video all throughout instead of history at the beginning. And then maybe with some investigations, like some of the best spots in our investigation. So I want to show the paranormal side of a certain location along with the history, So I'm like, I'm just going to add that name together, and that's how we came up with ours.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it took me a little while to think of it, but so if you watch any of our older videos, we're still under Bath Paranormal Investigations, but
yeah, I thought maybe that was a group that y'all had left, but I didn't know it was your original name. But
yeah,
before you switched your name,
right. Yeah, it's always just been really me and Carrie. We kind of started out like that, just us, which we kind of done a little bit of ghost investigations with other groups, but it's hard to do investigations when you have several other people. Because if you get something like an EVP, you don't know if it was somebody else coughing or talking. It's easier to do it when you're by yourself.
You get cleaner results by yourself.
Right. But I still will hunt with other people, and there's no problem with that. It's just I kind of like to go off and do my own little thing and let somebody else go do their own thing on the other side or whatever. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
that's what it's about. I mean,
right.
especially, I've always had that. If you got a group of people, you get that. I call it the campfire ghost story effect thing going on. If you start drumming up this place, there's been 27 people murdered here, and everybody's going to be freaked out, scared, hearing things. You're not really going to have a true experience because everybody's going to be edgy, and then it's, I don't know, paranoia maybe kicking in or something if you have a large group. That's my experience.
Yeah. Yeah, like that night that we went to the battleship in Wilmington, North Carolina, the USS North Carolina battleship. Man, there was so many people at that location that night. I mean, I don't know the exact number. I would say anywhere around 30 to 40, maybe it might have been even 50. But the battleship is so big though. But still, everybody wanted to congregate in the most hot spots, the paranormal hot spots of the ship. So that's why we didn't get down to the torpedo room but one time, because we tried to go back, but we couldn't. There was probably 20 people down there. And I was getting so angry. I almost left that night early, but I'm like, no, I didn't paid to be here. Might as well try to stick it out. But I ended up getting a really good EVP that night, though, a really good one, right there by the chapel area, right there by the cafeteria. Did you hear that one? That's the one where if anybody's ever seen that video, if not, it's on my channel, the NC Battleship. We were walking around. We just left the cafeteria and walked into where the chapel was. And I said, and I kind of messed my words up. I said, is anybody there? Or no, I said, is anybody saying a prayer? And I hear something says no. And then I hear it with my ears, but you hear the audio. And then I say it again, is anybody in there saying any prayers? And that was it. But in between those two, is anybody saying a prayer? No. EBP. And then I said, is anybody in there praying? I mean, I have a clip of that also too. I can show people, but it was pretty amazing, man.
That is awesome, especially since you heard it too. I mean, it's always the hindsight thing when you're doing editing. You're like, well, I didn't even hear any of this, but now it's creeping me out. If I'd have heard that, like the night that we went and we heard that you found the EVP later, and then I was like, how would we respond if we'd have heard that night? That would have been a whole different set of ball games right there now.
Right.
But again, I'm going to run for it. That's just, I can't help it.
Yep.
I've dreamed about it. I'm diving on the shadow thing.
Yep.
Everybody's going the other way. I'm going toward it.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah. We got a video coming out soon with us in Petersburg, and we had almost. I don't want to give out too much information on it yet, but we seen something on the screen, on the DVR screen, and we run up to the room, and there was nothing in there, and so I go hauling tail outside because I seen it in the window, and there was nothing outside, and. Make a long story short, basically we're going to upload that video either this weekend or next. So if somebody's up here that hasn't subscribe and we'll see it this weekend or next. But what happened was I ran towards it, and that's what we do. That's what a real paranormal investigator does, in my opinion.
You got that right.
Right. So
I'm like, hey man, if you're gonna hurt me, give it your best shot.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I've not had anything that really, really scared me where I just couldn't do it. Have you?
Yes. Well, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Right. I didn't know what to do. The night that I was at Cataloochee, I was 2 miles from the truck, so when I was outside and that bang went, I didn't know whether to run, cry. I didn't know what to do. I just said, finally, I just gathered myself up, went in there, and then I still wasn't right, and tried to figure out logically what caused that noise. And well, no, I couldn't, but I got settled enough to where I didn't think it was. I believe it was just trying to scare me away. It didn't intend harm upon me.
Right.
Because I probably wouldn't be here if it did. But yeah, it definitely didn't like me, especially after I was talking about the Ouija board. I think I made it mad. And, this is backwoods church, as backwoods as you're going to get in Appalachia.
Mm-hmm.
And these people don't do no witchcraft. And they probably look at us as probably witches or witch hunters. I don't know what they look at us at, but I think it took offense that night.
Yeah. Do you got some clips too that you sent?
Yes.
You want to show any of those?
I don't really know how to do them, Joe.
All right, I've got them, and I'm going to show them. I've got them listed 1, 2, 3, and 4 that you sent me.
Right. Well, now before you start them, I'll just go ahead and tell all these are from Cataloochee.
Okay.
And to set Cataloochee up, if nobody knows about Cataloochee, Cataloochee was a valley who at one time housed approximately 12 to 1,400 people, and probably had well over 500 to 700 structures, homes, businesses, schools. A railroad ran through there. It had several churches, but now all that's left is the few places that we went. The Palmer House. There's a chapel right up the road. The school that we went to. and the Caldwell House up from the school, and the Woody House about a mile from that. Now, other than that, the little Cataloochee church that I went to is way up, way away from this area, even as modern times. But back in the day, it would probably been a day or better ride from Big Cataloochee or the Palmer House area over to there. And, you know, the main thing about Cataloochee, I believe, other than it's an old Appalachian town, is that there was a lot of beliefs that are deep seated down in there, and they're really religious in that area. And now, on the same token, there are rumors of some witches and stuff down in there, but I don't know how true that is. On the same token, the Cherokee never really settled that valley. They just kind of stayed away from it, even though it's a fertile valley, and they would hunt it and fish, but they were pretty adamant about not living in it and settling it. But when the white man settled it, that the Indians did come live amongst him. And, you know, there just talks of places that the Cherokee would talk about stick Indians. I don't know if you've ever heard of stick Indians.
I don't think so.
But they're like the boogeyman of the Cherokee. They would tell their children, don't go in the woods after night because the stick Indians will get you. And the stick Indians in the native land are the protectors of the natural land, and they have a domain, I guess is the best way to put it. So if they have a valley, that's their valley. The Cherokee left that valley alone. If they went in there and did anything, they respected. If you disrespect it, the stick Indian would come and take revenge upon it.
Wow.
And do whatever you did. He would do to you whatever you did to it. That was his retribution. Was, you know, kind of like the Wendigo of the Northern Territories. Would eat people's soul and get bigger. I guess this is kind of the same thing down in the Cherokee land. And now this stick Indian is also out in the southwestern area. They have that same legend about stick Indian. But getting back to the Cataloochee being what it is, I don't know if it's a stick Indian thing there, or it's just the fact that a lot of people live there for so many years that it's saturated or whatever. And it doesn't look like it's that interesting until you dig into the surface of it and realize that there were places everywhere down there. There was a massacre during the Civil War. That this Cataloochee was a fairly, you know, isolated place, so it was a good place to keep war wounded. And they had a hospital down there with war wounded, and I want to say it was Fox's Raiders is the name of this group. It was Union Raiders that would go and look for Confederate deserters, or you know, they would just raid towns.
Right.
So they went down there and they raided the hospital and drug the wounded out and massacred. I want to say it was 18 of them. And this is all in the Wikipedia. I believe it's the Wikipedia. It's in the Wikipedia article that's taken from, I want to say, two sources. One of them is Maggie. What is her last name? Palmer. Who wrote Maggie Caldwell. I'm sorry, Maggie Caldwell, who was one of the last surviving people who wrote a lot of the books that we have on how the way of life of Cataloochee is nowadays. She's dead now, but she had, you know, wrote about that briefly in there, but you can't find a lot of information about that particular massacre, nor can you find the location of where this hospital or house used to be. There's no maps. There's no. There's really no history other than where we went to the post office that has all those pictures, and that's about the extent of the history of Catalucci is what you see in that house, of those pictures on the wall of all the people and the places that half of those don't, or 70% don't exist anymore.
Mm.
And neither does the history. And that's one reason that we really target Catalucci is I want to make people aware of this place that really a lot of people don't even know exists, and get a more of a, I guess, you know, if you do a paranormal investigation at a place, you normally only spend 1 or 2 days there,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're gone, and you gather your evidence, and you've got your video that you can go over and all that. My goal in Catalucci is to continually go down and kind of get to know these entities there and get them comfortable enough with me to where maybe I can do something that a lot of people don't get to do, is to continually go back to the same place and interact with these entities. And well, I mean, like y'all see that the post office is something more active than it's ever been the whole time we've ever gone there here lately.
Yeah,
So I don't know if that's because they're getting, used to us, or maybe we've caused something to come there, drawing it in, doing paranormal investigations. I'm not sure.
Yeah, somebody said something to me one time that I can't remember who it was. It might have been Stephanie from Get Spooky Society. I can't remember for sure. Said that sometimes when you investigate places that may have regular spirits, if you investigate it enough, it seems to kind of like draw in something darker eventually. It's like,
I believe that.
yeah, and that blew me away what I got on EVP that night, and I was so glad that you got it also. That
Well,
really that
yeah,
validated to me that was something for real,
right. That because when I saw that I had the cap on, I thought, man, I don't have nothing. And I thought, wait a minute, I've got the sound.
Right.
I can see if I've caught it. And sure enough, we
Yeah,
both had it.
I'm
And
glad.
we didn't. And the thing about it was, we didn't have a necrophonic app running or anything about that at that time.
Right.
And that was a direct answer to what I was asking about the demonic present thing. And I hope that's not the case, but I think that maybe something like that's moved in down there. Not sure.
Yeah. Do you ever say a protection prayer, or what do you do to kind of protect yourself when you leave that place or any place?
Well, I mean, I do say a little bit in my head, and just
Yeah.
ask God, just don't let this be the last time I'm out here making a video.
Yeah.
But when I leave, I tell the spirits that you're not going home.
Right.
This is your home. You're staying here,
Right.
and that's final.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all cannot cross this barrier.
Mm-hmm.
And then so far, I don't think we've had anything come home with us yet. Knock on some wood, and I ain't got some wood right beside me.
I carry I know a preacher that made up some holy oil for me because I was going to get some holy water, and he was like, well, he was talking about in the Bible that there really isn't any holy water in the Bible. He said, but there's holy oil in the Bible, and the word speaks about. He said, I can give you some of that and bless it for you. I'm like, yeah, I'll take that. Anything will help. Which I mean, I do believe in a higher power. I believe in God and all that good stuff too. But it's just when we leave, we make sure we put a little bit of that oil on our forehead, kind of like the shape of the cross, and be like, look, you can't follow us. You got to stay here. You
got to let them know their bounds.
Right.
I mean, I've seen a lot of videos where people like, you can come and do whatever you want to me. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You can't come do whatever you want to. You come on over here and talk to me, but now whatever might be, you might be asking me to possessed. I don't want none of that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's inviting in anything. You don't want to give it an invitation. Whatever it could be. 'Cause
Right.
you might think you're talking to a spirit of a passed away guy or a woman, and it could be something darker. Just never know for sure.
You'll never know. I mean, you it's like when you hear somebody say, I'm a professor or a professional uh, paranormal investigator. I'm like, no, wait a minute. What what university did you go to?
Yeah, yeah. Nobody's
Because
professional.
all this is just, until somebody comes back from the other side and say, hey man, y'all got it wrong. You're on the wrong room.
Yeah, that really hurts me when somebody says they're a professional. Now they can act professionally now
Right.
but you're not. Nobody's an expert. Nobody.
No.
So.
No. No, I ain't gonna mention no names, but I listened to this angry Cajun
Yeah, I got you.
who said he's a paranormal expert. And about 10 minutes into it, I said, this man is blowing more smoke than I've seen out of a tent of Indians. No, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Peace pipe. No, thank. Pass on.
Right. Well, I'm not going to make no comments on that, but just I've seen them, and I have seen a couple of his videos, and just that's yeah, I understand what you mean.
Right.
About that for sure. Nobody's an expert. I mean, yeah, that guy just trips me up sometimes. But
hey, I don't know if you ever watch, and I won't mention this channel, but there was a channel and I want to say the guy is out of Knoxville or somewhere in that area over there. He does a paranormal. He does a lot of lives and anyway, he went to the murder church. The church that I call murder church.
Yep.
And man, I'm telling you, I watched that video, and after that, I was like, dude, you just faked that whole video right there, my brother. I don't know if you've seen this video, but the pews fell over in the church, and I'm like, no, man, that did not happen at all.
Are you you're not talking about Frank or the other guy's name?
Oh no, it wasn't Frank.
Yeah,
It's probably the other guy you're thinking of.
I can't think of his name.
I want to. It's something unknown. Unknown.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. He goes to a lot of places up in the mountains, Tennessee,
Yes.
North Carolina, and all that.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, he's in with another guy. I think that's cousins with James from the fam.
Oh, see now. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah. Anyway,
But
I used to like. I have to say, I used to like watching those. They were entertaining, and I was fooled for a while, and that was another reason I started making videos. I was like, no, let me make videos and show people how really real haunted places are.
Yep.
I mean, you don't get possessed when you go to every one of these things. You only get possessed 5 times out of 10.
Miss Susan's here, and she said exploration unknown. That's it.
Oh, see, well, I didn't want to say it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not going to say that anybody really fakes, because that's on them. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, it's absolutely on them.
I'm not making that claim or anything, but I mean, I do like watching his videos, just like James, Omar, and all that. I love watching their shows, but in the back of my mind, I know with anybody, that anybody could fake, you know.
Oh yeah.
But it's just there's a few select few that I really enjoy to watch that I know that are going to tell the truth, you know, and that's what we got to stick with, you know. I mostly watch YouTube anyway, besides real TV anyway. So
Yeah.
and when I watch Omar and James, them videos make me feel good. And the thing about, I think his name is Tim from Exploration and
That's
Room.
it. That's
Yeah,
it.
I think he's a good guy, and and some of the information that he tells, I think is pretty decent. But
You know, he would do historical parts of it. That's one thing I do enjoy that he did. Well, he would actually tell you some history where these other people just come to a place and make a story up and not tell you any history about it. And I'm like, if you're a paranormal expert or investigator, shouldn't you want to know some history?
yeah, 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 it's not like the other guy that come through Catalucci and just made up a whole story.
Oh yeah, we won't mention his name for
No,
real.
no, no, no. Yeah, it's YouTube, man. You know, YouTube's
I'm here.
a heck of a beast. Um, you want to show some clips
Yeah,
or?
let's put up some clips there.
All right, I've got your clip listed as number one. It's see if I can figure this thing out. You remember which one that one was?
I want to say number one is the church, the first part of the church, and I believe it's the inside where I'm asking if it's all right if I do the necrophone. It's kind of like a Ouija board, and then I get a slap on the side of the on the outside of the church at that time.
All right. Let's see if I can. I had it figured out earlier. Now, how do I'm going to get this figured out now. All right. Share. Okay, I think I've got it. All right. Share screen. Oh, da 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 da. I'll get you there in a second. All right. This one, the one you're talking about?
Yes, this is it.
All right. Let's see if I can get it blowed up. I'm going to turn on the necrophonic app. It's kind of like a Ouija board. It's a little more technical, a little more advanced. I don't have to touch it. I just have to ask the questions. Here we go, folks. Necrophonics up. Kind of get creepy. I see you touching that. Whoa. Kind of get creepy. I see you touching that. Whoa. I see you touching that. Whoa. All right.
Yeah, it's a little hard to hear, but it's really echoing that church. But it was enough to reverberate off my chest. That's how hard it hit the side of the church.
So that was the one where it hit the side of the church, right?
Yeah, that hit on the outside of the church. So then when I went outside to see what, if something fell or find something to hit the church, and I couldn't find anything. There was nothing on the ground. There was nothing. So I was like, okay. And I come around to the front, and I get down to where the cemetery gates are. And it's like, it almost sounded like, how a pallet sounds when you slam it on the ground? If you drop it, it makes a concussion. It's that kind of sounds what came from the inside of that church out that door. And that really got me right there. That got me. And I believe that's clip number 2 is the one from the outside.
All right, I'm gonna play that one right quick. Yeah, that would have scared me too, to be honest with you, hearing something like that. Damn.
What the hell was that? What the hell was that? Did you do that? Do it again.
Yeah, that sounded like a
It almost sounded like a gun.
Yeah, yep.
But like I could not find one thing in that church that would make that.
I know. God almighty. And it
Not that loud.
Yeah, it sounded like it came from inside the church this time.
Straight in, yeah, it was definitely inside the church because I was standing kind of right in front of the door, but down about 50, 60 feet down the hill from that, but directly in front of that door. And it directly came out of that from the inside. You could hear echo in the walls inside. It really sounded like somebody had took one of them pews and just dropped it.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, that would have scared the mess out of me hearing that.
And then when I went back, and I didn't include this clip, but right after it, I caught some kind of light anomaly floating up. And then there's an orb that goes across the back of the church, and it comes around the corner and goes up the wall. And then you really can't hear it on the video, but it sounds like somebody's walking with a cane above me, like with a limp.
I think I've seen that video with the light anomaly. I think
Yes.
I have. Wow. So, what's the number 3 video? You want to show that one or?
Yeah, put it up. I'm about to.
That's the one. Hold on a second. I'm having some kind of issues. All right.
I believe this is where the EMF detector fell over.
Oh yeah. Yep.
127.
Whoop.
I think it hit you.
I told you it hit me. It was off.
Nerve.
Why did you hit me?
Sam.
Sam hit me? Is that the word?
Face. I don't know. It's going crazy over here. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I caught it. I caught it. Did you just knock that over? Reach. Wolf. Eric.
Oh my Lord. That was pretty neat. How did you feel about that when that happened?
That one got me because you had just gone up to like 125 or 24 volts, and we were getting a lot of activity. And this was just after we talked to y'all.
Yeah.
And I believe y'all might have went out toward the barn, maybe.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember you telling us about it. Hey, Paranormal Leslie, all things Paranormal Leslie.
Hey,
Yeah,
guys.
I think I heard that also because I think y'all got excited and started kind of got a little loud, and I think we run in there not too long after that. Was that right?
Yes, that's it.
Okay. Yep. Wow. That is cool.
And and I've thought about that. whether maybe the vibrations from the floor, but that's on the mantle of the fireplace, attached to the fireplace, and the fireplace ain't attached to the floor. It goes to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I can rule that much out. Now, wind or something, I can't rule that out. But I've never had my meter fall over.
Yeah. I don't think the wind was blowing that night though.
Yeah, I can't remember. I don't think it was either.
I don't think it was. Let's see. If anybody's up here who hasn't subscribed to American Phantom Hunter, go check them out. Their link is in the description. And give this video a like if you don't mind. Sure appreciate it. We got one more video. You want to show a picture or video next?
Well, let's do those pictures. Those are.
Let's see how I can get these pulled up. Let me try it out. Let's see if I can get them pulled up. Are you seeing my desktop right now?
I see your desktop. Yes.
Okay.
Now I see a white screen.
All right. I don't know what order these are in. So, do you see a picture at all?
Not yet.
Okay. I don't know why that's working. It's not working. I know another way I can go about doing this. All right. Hold on one slight second. All right. Stream order sharing. Go to. All right. Can you see it now?
Yes. Yeah, I can see it now.
All right. What are we looking at here?
Okay, this is looking into Palmer House, and this is my daughter took this picture. Now this is already zoomed in to that middle window frame there. If you look real close, you'll see what looks to be a lady sitting down, and behind her there's a man with his hand that looks to be on her shoulder. I don't know if you can make that out.
I think yeah.
You see her feet down at the bottom, and her hands. Yeah, right there's her feet, and then there are her hands up here.
Yes, sir. Right here.
And then her that's her face here.
Okay.
And that's that man's hand on her shoulder.
Right
and
here.
then up here is a man. If you go on up, that's the man at the top right there.
Oh, okay. All right. Wow.
Now I don't have the enhanced one. When I enhance it, you can really see it a lot better. This is no enhancement right here. And now this is in that empty room with the fireplace.
Oh, okay.
As you go into the left of the Palmer house, it's in that side. So there's no photos or anything in there. And she just, she was taking pictures of it, and I said, wait a minute, go back, because that looked like somebody there. And when we enhanced it, I said, man, that looks just like somebody is sitting.
What is this
in a chair, and in this, there's somebody behind them.
What is this right here?
That's the wall.
Oh, okay. All right. That's pretty nice, man. I'm gonna see if it will click to another picture right quick. You okay with that?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes. Yeah, now that's out. That's zoomed out. So now you can see the wall there now.
Yeah, I can make it out a little bit better too.
And you can actually see it a little bit better now that it's zoomed out.
There's the guy, maybe his hand or so, right?
Yep.
And what is this, her head or something?
That's her head. That's her face.
Okay.
And you come down there. There's her hands.
Yep, and her feet.
And her feet right there.
Wow. That is cool. That is neat. I'm glad you shared that. That's cool.
Oh, thank you.
You want to show any more, or?
Yeah. Go ahead and show them.
All right.
Now this is in the schoolhouse that we went to.
Okay.
And now it's already zoomed way in, and in this square there, I think I got a zoomed in even better picture. It looks like we've seen a picture of the schoolmaster, and it looks like him.
Yeah, I can. Yep.
You can see his eyes, and if you the zoomed in picture, you can see his mustache.
Is that the next picture?
I think so. Yes.
Oh, okay, okay. That
Now you
looks
can.
like nose, right?
That's it. There's his eyes.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, I got you. I see it now. Yeah, yeah, I can.
And he's got one of them big mustaches, just like Sam Elliott.
This is mustaches, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
And then you can see his hair above it, kind of frizzy.
Wow. Yeah. It's like you kind of stuck his head there.
Yeah, and it's now on the original it's just a tiny little dot, but I just noticed something was blocking that window frame.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you zoomed in on it, I was like, yeah, that looks like a face right there.
That is cool, man. I like that. It is pretty cool. And this is all at the Jarvis Palmer house?
That's all at the Jarvis Palmer and the Beach Grove School.
Oh, okay. Yep. Oh, that's the same picture, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, let me see. All right. I don't know why. All right. How many did you sent me?
There's one more set.
Okay. Okay. I think I'm. Where are they at? Where are they at? Those are the logos. Let's see, what is this? Goes to.
It might be that one.
Oh,
yeah.
there we go. There we go.
Yeah, that's it. It's that one, and then there'll be the one down on that first one that I sent you. I mixed in one, but the other one that zoomed into this where I've got that circle.
Okay.
Is in that other email.
Oh, okay. All right.
Now this is at the Hannah Hoagland home site, which is up at the top of as you come into Cataloochee.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like a man and a lady with or a little girl with a bow in her hair when you zoom into this one.
I didn't know I could zoom in.
Well, I mean, check that other email, Joe. I think it's in it.
Okay. Oh, I see it right there. This one, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Is that it?
That's it.
I don't know why it's so small though.
I don't know.
Can't get it in. Hold on, let me try something else right quick.
You may have to.
Let me download it and try it then. Can you see it now at all?
I've got a white screen.
Okay. All right. Let me get out of that and try it again. Dang. I don't know why.
There it is.
I don't know why it's small though.
We'll try that other and see if you can zoom in on it. You might be able to get it on that.
All right. Let me see if I opens it. Try to photo that or something. Heck with it. All right, I'm gonna try. I don't know if it will let me or not. Let me try it out. Downloads. That one. Can you see anything at all now?
I just see that little one on there.
Okay. All right. You do see it?
Yeah, the little one's on there.
Oh. So it's not zoomed up?
No,
Okay. We're just going to have to try to use it with that one, I guess.
All right.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. It's kind of hard to see, but when you get it zoomed in, you can see that they're like the heads are together.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. One here, right?
One's looking one way and one's looking the other way.
Yep.
And you can see they're two different colors, too.
Yep. One's like a dark green and one's like a faded color.
Yeah. That lighter color is the like the little girl with the bow in her hair, and the darker color is the man looking forward, and the girl's looking to the side.
That is pretty neat. Wow. I like that. I wish I could zoom it up though right now. I don't know why it's not letting me. I got I got a picture I'm gonna show you right quick. Okay, let's check the comments right now. Can anybody explain what pareidolia is? Yeah, pareidolia is like when like you're looking, Miss Susan. Oh, I'm sorry, not Miss Susan. Sega Courtney. It's like when you look up in the sky, like up in the clouds, and you make faces out of the clouds. It may not necessarily be faces, but it's just to your mind. Your mind's trying to make sense out of what you're looking at. Do you have any other definition better than that one, Chris?
No, that's it. I mean,
Yeah,
that even what we just looked at could be pareidolia, because that's what our brains is trying to make sense out of what we're seeing, and we're calling that a face. Whether it is, that's an eye of the beholder again.
right. Yeah, and I mean it could be, and that's why the skeptic mind in my head says that you never know. But now here, hold on, crap. Can you see my other screen at all?
Not yet.
Okay, all right. I got to go back. I forgot. All right, add screen. How about now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna show a picture. I mean, this is me at the USS Battleship in North Carolina. I caught a creepy looking face, and it could be pareidolia or it could be something paranormal. I don't really know 100%, but I'm gonna play it and let anybody be the judge. Right in here. Is this a ghostly face, or is it just a bad case of pareidolia? You see this right here?
That looks like a face.
Yeah, I know, and I kind of overlooked it to begin with because I'm like, I swear it looks like it could also be part of the railing also, but I've looked at other pictures from other rooms and there's not so many lines here, but man, it looks like eyes,
A nose.
yeah, possible nose, mouth, but man, it just, and then I took several pictures of it and zoomed it up. It just really looks like a face, but I don't know, man. It's odd, but
That's a real good one there. I mean, it almost looks like it's looking at you too.
I know, man, and then when I played it slow motion when I was editing the video, it almost looks like it kind of turns just slightly, like it might be a face looking at me.
See, yeah, that's even more. That's a little more than just pareidolia. If it's looking around at you, it's like you said, it could have been the railing, but really don't look like the railing because it really looks like it's like looking
right
at you.
Right. Yep.
And I remember watching that, I remember watching that video, and I made a comment that I kept seeing dark shapes every time you would pan through the portholes or where you go through the next room.
Yep.
It always looked like, in some cases, like that red room.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like something darted as you came through. Now, I can't say if that was something in the camera causing that, but it looked like movement to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's something that Miss Susan made a comment about, and somebody else said that they wish that I would slow down my panning so that way they could kind of see better. But sometimes it's hard to do that. But I'm going to try to do better on any upcoming videos that I do and just take my time. But when you're walking and it's kind of hard to do that. When you're walking and you just kind of pan over to a room real quick, you're still moving forward. But I'm definitely going to take my time on the newer videos that we have coming out. I think the next time I start recording again is late May. So
well, here's one thing I've been doing, and I switched the way I used to do to this. It takes a little more processing time.
Mm-hmm.
What frame rate do you shoot at?
I think it's 60.
Yeah. See, you can slow. That's what I shoot at 60. So if for cases like what you're talking about, where you're sweeping too fast,
Mm-hmm.
you can go in your editing software and just slow that section down
Yeah.
to us, and it won't look real bad to a. You can go. I think you can go at least minus 50%.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever that would be,
Oh yeah.
all to where it won't be jerky. It'll still be smooth enough you can tell because you're shooting at 60 frames per second. You can go all the way out a pretty good amount. I want to say it's like 0.25, but don't quote me on that.
Yep.
Before you start getting herky jerky to where you're splitting the frames up too much.
Oh yeah.
But that has helped me catch a few things that I can slow it down. Now it doesn't help everything, but
Oh
it
yeah.
did help the fact that when I did find something, I could slow it down because I was shooting at 60 frames a second.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Zach says that the battleship North Carolina does have a history of ghostly faces, skulls.
Yes, I've heard that. I mean, there's been a lot of death on that ship too.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I mean, it was what, World War II, I think. World War
Yep.
II.
World War II. Yeah, it took a torpedo, killed several men. I actually had an overshot also. Some kamikazes were coming in and they were trying to keep them. I guess the ship was trying to keep the kamikazes from actually falling into the ship. And I think they overshot and actually killed some of their own men on accident. Also, so, yeah, it was crazy, man. Has anybody got any questions or anything they want to ask Chris or me or anybody? And also, Chris, do you want to show your last video?
Yeah, we can do it. Let's do it.
All right. Where were you at in this video? Do you remember right off the top of my head?
Let me think.
Let me drag it up so you can remember which one it is.
This is Murder Church.
Okay, I hadn't been to this one, right?
No, this is Smokemont.
Oh,
Can you back off those devices just a second? If this is Tyler, touch this device over here. The one that's not going off. It's just.
wow, that was neat.
I don't know if you could hear it real good, but it would look a little disconjointed, but it really was creepy when I heard it. I hear them coming. And then when I asked it if it could touch that, it said, yes. Shh,
yeah. Yeah.
Freak me out, man. Freak me out.
Wow. You didn't hear that while you were there, though, right?
No.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that was cool. I wonder who they were talking about, y'all or somebody else.
You know, I don't know. We were talking about the people, you know, where they put the body and just, I guess, details of the murder.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what they were referring to. I don't know if they were talking about maybe an evil entity, because I know a lot, like if it's demonic and you ask it, you know, how many's here, it's going to tell you more than one every time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's why they, you know, the demon refers to itself as legion,
Mm-hmm.
is as many. And if you could ever get one to tell its name to you, you got its power.
Oh, you're right.
And
Yeah.
I think maybe they might have been talking about maybe demons or evil entities coming. I don't know, or it may have been them. It may have been the evil entities saying that I hear them coming, as talking about the people who murdered him coming. I heard them coming when
Wow.
they murdered him. I mean, it was brutal. They murdered him right in
That's right.
the entryway and stabbed him 17 times, and then drug him into and left him in there.
Wow.
Just I don't know what drives somebody to do that, but in a church, that blows my mind.
Mm. Yeah, those were some clear EVPs. I can tell you that. If nobody subscribed to American Phantom Hunters, go check them out. Their link is in the description, and give this video a like also. Let's see what else we got. Is there anything else you want to add?
Let me look. I think I got most of my questions in. Let me see here. I gotta pull them back up. That it is, you got too many things open, and I don't got my glasses, so here we go. All right, let me see. I covered that. Oh yeah. I got a couple more before we wrap up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How about you on Bigfoot?
Me on Bigfoot?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I don't know what to say about that. I mean, I want to believe that there's a Bigfoot out there. One time we went to the mountains up in North Carolina, not too far. Actually, it was in Maggie Valley. You know where that's at.
Oh yeah.
And we had a cabin up there we were staying in. We would go at least one time a year, about a week. Well, one night, me and Carrie had this. Her mom and her brothers and all that were up there also. Well, we left to go to, I don't know, Walmart to get some stuff. And when we drove out, there was like a dirt path that you drive up the mountain. You know all about that. But so we left and we came back. There were not limbs, but actually like smaller trees kind of laid across the road, kind of like blocking us about every 20 or 30 feet. Now, they weren't big trees. I mean, but they were big enough that I actually had to kind of pick them up and drag them out of the way.
That's
But
strange.
when I got back to the cabin, which was probably a half a mile from that spot, I asked somebody, I said, hey, did anybody go out there in the dark and put any of those trees in the road? And nobody confessed to it. And still to this day, we don't know. But you know that if you know anything about Bigfoot, that sometimes he does that. But the thing was, they were not very big trees,
Right.
So I don't know if that was a Bigfoot experience or what, but that's just a little story that I got. But
could have been a stick, Andy.
you never know, bud. You never know. I mean, we had been out there, playing around in the stream, and that's where I caught my first rainbow trout at up there, fishing one day. I mean, I put it back. I don't know if it ever lived, but we had a good time. But I think there's a big history or a lot of stories from Bigfoot up that way, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, there's quite a lot of Bigfoot stories, more like Rutherford and McDowell County, and on the other side of the mountain in the Tennessee side. Not so much over in Haywood County, but we've got our different kind of stories about. Like we got Boojum, which he could be Bigfoot.
Right.
I'm not saying he ain't, but that's our legend around here.
Yeah. I mean, there's some stories. I mean, we're starting to get a couple stories down here on the coast about the dog men, and there's one of them that of a guy that talks about the story. It's a show that comes on TV. I can't remember the name of it, but he tells this story about the dog man, and that's actually not too far from where I am now. Probably at least 30 miles, if not sooner. And God, it comes on one of them channels, A&E, and it's Terra in the Woods, or something like that. And I've heard that there's quite a few dog men stories in Virginia. So I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
there's definitely crazy stuff out there.
No, I don't know if you've ever heard the story of the dogmen that they came from Nazi experiments, is what they claim,
hmm
and had used submarines to infiltrate the waters along the coast of the East Coast, and then turn these things loose in the pine barrens and all the forests along the coastal areas. And they were equipped to, they were basically meant to be spies, and they were engineered that way. But who knows? It's Nazis.
Yeah. Zach said, have you ever heard of the beast of Bladen County?
Bladen County. No.
I want to say that's about in the 18 or 1700s. They had some kind of beast that was terrorizing people, and they ended up bringing, I believe, a well-known or big-time hunter come into or they hired him to go kill the beast. They didn't know what it was, or it was just some kind of beast. I can't remember the whole story right now off the top of my head, but I think it ended up being like a wild cat. I believe so.
Oh, now I've heard stories like that to where they go and have some kind of a beast report, and then livestock will be killed, and then they'll get the town folk come out and they'll just kill everything, and
Yep.
it'll end up being like some kind of panther or something like that.
Yep. Good night, Beth. Thanks. But you never know. I mean, somebody also recommended that like these these dog men could be like shapeshifters or whatever. So, or skinwalkers.
Yeah, could be.
I'd like to get out to that ranch,
Oh
skinwalker.
man. Well, that'll be my last question for you. Where is your dream location to go investigate paranormal activity?
My dream location, I would say there's really two that I have, but I would say the top of the list, number one is Bobby Mackey's, and probably number two is Waverly Hills Sanitarium.
I'd agree. I mean, well, other than I'd say maybe Bobby Mackey's one, and it's tossed up between Skinwalker Ranch and
Right.
Waverly Hills. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. We're Are you planning on going to any place big this year?
Well, the Bobby Mackey's is still on the table for sure, and that's probably the big one. And then the West Virginia Asylum with y'all.
Yep.
I'd like to do the Borden House, but I don't think that'll be this year.
Yeah, I wanted to do it. I still want to do it this year, Lizzie Borden House. But you've got to have a COVID test, I think, within like 36 hours or 48 hours or something before you go into that state. And I really don't want to have a COVID test if I don't need it,
Right.
But I would really love to go there and investigate. Now I know Miss Stephanie had brought up an email to me the other night. Now this is about, well, how do you call it? Paralysis Prius or what?
Price.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think everybody calls it something different. But all right. And I wanted to kind of address this before we got off, because a lot of people, you get the emails also about people talking about that they're not getting subscribers or comments or views on their channels. Do you want to tell them what Price is really about?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it ain't going to help your views, but that's not the whole. That was not why we set out to do Price. Price was to set a standard of channels that are peer reviewed between the channels to say, hey, these are real.
Right.
Not that, and it ain't about us trying to watch all these channels to make sure they are or to make sure we're engaged. It's just saying that we're a unit. We're unified in a single voice to say we are true paranormal investigators. We're not faking nothing.
Mm-hmm.
We're not trying to hoax things. And we're standing behind this name as a badge of honor, maybe, that this is something that these people who fake videos can never have. We would never let them sit at our table.
Yeah.
But so far as, getting views, that's not really what this whole thing's about. It's about putting your channel's name up and saying, hey, I'm standing behind the name of my channel as it is a true paranormal investigation here. You will get a true paranormal experience. There will be no faking going on here. And if you see the Price symbol, then you should feel at ease that what you're watching will be true and not fake. And you won't have to ever worry about it. Did I watch fake content? Because I know once you've probably been down that road that you've had a channel that you've watched and you think, oh man, this is cool. Then all of a sudden they do something and you question them.
Mm-hmm.
And you just start questioning everything they've done. And you think, okay, are these people going to catch something every time they go out? Maybe no, I don't think that's real. And especially when you do it yourself and you do these investigations firsthand, you understand that's not what happens. You can go to the most haunted place in the world, and it may be the most boringest place in the world you've ever been.
Right.
I went to Savannah, and I mean, it's the most haunted place in the United States, is what they claim, but it was the least haunted place that I've ever been, personally.
Yeah, sometimes sometimes the bigger name places are, like you said, the most boring places.
Yeah, I mean, once it's commercialized, it's kind of ruined the whole thing, that the purity of it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, Zach. We really are. Sounds like Zach says it sounds like we're describing most mainstream ghost shows.
Well, yeah, that's right. And it's a sad thing because that's what, the general public has an idea. That's what paranormal activity is supposed to be, is what this farce is that they're looking at. They don't have nobody telling them this is fake. They got people encouraging them, saying, no, it's real.
Yep. Well, it's like that symbol that we have for Prius. It's like a brand saying, that we're real, but we're also going to hold people accountable too. If we find people cheating, they're going to have to go. Right?
Yeah. You're gone. You're gone. Right. You don't get it. I mean, in the paranormal world, I've heard people say, well, he's not faking videos anymore. Well, no, if you faked them one time, you don't get that. It's not a cry wolf situation. You done cried wolf one time, you're out.
Right.
Your evidence cannot be. It's just like a court of law. They've caught you lying. They're not going to believe anything else you say in a court of law. Now, in the court of YouTube opinion, that's not the case, but
yeah,
it should be. But then that's what this hopefully one day will stop or not stop. I don't care about entertainment. That's fine.
All right.
It's the point of when people really believe that that's real.
Mm-hmm.
And when you try to present real evidence, they're going to go, that ain't real. You're boring. This is nothing. This ain't real. Why ain't you being possessed? Why ain't things flying off the walls? Because that's not real.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the people that are in the group, which there's what 24 now.
We have 24.
I mean, I've heard people say, well, they're like we talked about, they're not getting views, and that a lot of people were talking about why they're not getting views. Well, I believe personally that we should watch who we like to watch. But
Absolutely.
24 people, 24 YouTube channels, that's a lot of videos to keep up with. And
Right.
some of them are anywhere from 10 minutes to an hour long or whatever. That's a lot of time.
You just can't do it.
Right. But if you have 4 or 5 out of them,
Right.
then that you like to watch out, that's fine. But
See, that was my whole idea was, you watch the channels you've always watched. That's what you like. That's
right,
that's I'm not changing anybody's, but
right,
what it is we bring other people in from the other branches that watch, maybe one or two that you watch. They watch 4 or 5 that we don't watch.
right.
Then that they think are real, bring them bring them in.
Yeah. And then you have some of these people, I don't mean to make it sound like that, but some of the folks um are also saying about subscribers also, which like you said, it's not about really about that, which I think that we should subscribe to each member in the group.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
the thing is,
You should back them, but that doesn't mean you know them. I mean, I'm just putting my support.
right. And
Now,
see,
that's not saying I'm not going to watch them or check them out in the future. I might, and if it's when they say that they're not getting views or subscribers, you have to do that on your own. That's
exactly.
your content has to bring them in.
Right. And see, that's where they need to learn to hook people. Um, they need to put out their content on a regular basis as the best as they can. Just figure it out. You
Right.
need to
I
have
mean, even if you don't put out regular content, just put out good content.
yeah, good content. Yep.
Or put out I don't even want to say that. Just put out content that you enjoy,
Yeah.
and have that as your first goal. Make sure you're enjoying it,
Yep.
and then if everything else follows, then you've done it right.
So many people think that they're going to become big on YouTube. I mean, to me, if it happens, it happens. But I'm doing it to upload not for really anybody else, but for just me.
Right.
Now, if people like to watch it and they want to subscribe, I'm thankful for that, and I appreciate everybody who does subscribe. But it's just, I mean, I don't know how any group could guarantee anybody's subscribers or views. And some of the people who are mostly crying about, or not crying, but complaining about it, are the ones who are never uploaded. And so I'm thinking about personally, man, putting out some tips, making videos, trying to help people, give them a few tips on how to actually help make their videos a little bit better. Which I'm not.
I even suggested doing like a monthly workshop.
Right,
Just let one of the members who wants to do it just put out an email with, like you said, tips.
right,
Hey, here's some things you could do to
right.
improve, or put a video out and say, here's some things that could help
Mm-hmm.
put elements into your videos, or change things that like I've been kicking around an idea. Fishing videos are really really popular. I don't know if you've ever watched them, but I watch a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been thinking about doing a paranormal fishing video, because I like to just go fishing,
Right,
So
right.
while I'm fishing, I'll talk about a paranormal topic, like a Lizzie Borden case or something like that during the episode,
Mm-hmm.
and just something like that, because I don't know, I like to share, experiences, but it just seems like you need to have a broader audience sometimes, and if you can get them in from one angle on the paranormal side, and also on the fishing sportsman side, you might be able to draw more people into it and get more people interested in it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You never know, man. It might work out for you. But yeah, I mean, I just wanted to bring that up because me and Stephanie had talked about it. I mean, just I don't know what to really say about it. Other than that,
I don't either. I mean, other than there's some things you just can't fix. I don't know. I mean, you have to work on things yourself. I mean, I don't have a problem helping somebody. I don't have a problem, whatever somebody would like, if they just ask,
Yeah.
if it's reasonable, I don't mind doing it.
Mm-hmm. Well, how do you? I know you asked me. I want to ask you the same question. How do you believe that Bigfoot exists?
I think too many people have seen him for it not to exist.
Right. Right.
They've seen something. I mean, you just can't have that many people see something and it not be something.
The thing that gets me is like everybody's like, well, they got so many trail cameras out in the woods. Why haven't we got a good picture of them? I think there is pictures of them. It's just they're not good. I mean, they're not always the best.
No, I mean, come on, the man's champion at hide and seek.
It's just like ghosts. You're not always going to get a good picture. They're not going to stand there and pose for you. So I don't know. Just it's crazy, man. It's a crazy world.
It is, man.
But I don't know, man. Y'all are going ghost hunting tonight, right?
Yeah, we're gonna leave out here in a little bit.
All right. If anybody hasn't subscribed to American Phantom Hunters, their link is in the description. Go check them out, and please give this video a like and subscribe. And to us also, if you don't mind. Is there anything else that you would like to talk about?
No, I just want to tell all my viewers and even yours, if if y'all haven't subscribed to American Phantom Hunters, come and subscribe to us. And I know we've not uploaded in a while, but I've had a lot of tinnitus. It gets awful. And I don't know, maybe I've had COVID. Who knows? But it's getting better. So we're going back to filming again. And if people's been wondering where we're at, we're coming back.
Miss Susan says she's thought about changing her channel name. She she does cat videos and has done like 2 paranormal videos also. Miss Susan, I would say if you thought about it, I would do it. I think people like your paranormal videos, Miss Susan. I know I did.
Do them.
Right. Or whatever you want to do, if that's not your intention.
Well, I mean, make another channel if you want. There you go.
Right. Well, Chris, I appreciate it, man.
Hey, anytime. I appreciate it.
Yeah, maybe we can do this again some other time. And I guess in May we're going to be getting together, right?
Yep.
And I don't know if we want to talk about that destination yet, but maybe it might be a surprise. I don't know. But
that sounds good. Yeah, we like to keep things surprises.
Right. Well, everybody, I appreciate everybody joining in tonight with us. And please like and subscribe to both channels. And I guess we're going to sign off here for tonight. And Chris, you have a good one, man. Thank you also, buddy.
Joe, you have a good one too. Say, tell Carrie I said hi.
All right. Tell Wendy I said hey also, man.
I'll do it. I'll see you.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one.
You too.
All right, bud. Bye. All right, guys. Thank y'all for joining in tonight. Please like and subscribe, like we said. Give us a big old like. I think this went fairly good tonight and didn't have too many people commenting bad stuff, except maybe one or so. We got rid of them, blocked them. So, all right, guys. Thank y'all. And y'all have a good night. Good night, Zach, Miss Susan, and whoever else I'm missing. So, y'all have a good one. All right. Let me see if I can figure out how to end this thing. All right. All right, guys. Good night.